Hi! So in this video we're going to talk about a trait that identifies Catalan speakers when we speak English, which is something that we do in Catalan but we don't have to do in English. But very often we are not told about it, so we can't change it. So here I am telling you about it. So this trait in particular affects the voicing of some consonants across word boundaries. What does that mean? Well, let's start with what happens in Catalan. Let's think of the word is, as in ell és, ell és. Okay? So at the end of the word is, the final consonant, what do you think it is? It's a voiceless S, ell és. Right? It's completely voiceless. Now, what happens if after is you say the word aquí and you put it all together? How do you pronounce it? Ele és aqui. Ele és aqui. Right? So what happened? That S that used to be voiceless is now voiced, isn't it? Ele és. Ele és aqui. Right? So this is a process of voicing. You voice a consonant when it happens between vowels, especially across word boundaries or across morpheme boundaries. So in Catalan, plosives, fricatives and affricates will be voiced between vowels. So when you add a word that has a vowel at the beginning, then it automatically becomes voiced. We don't realize that we do this. This is an automatical process to us, and we don't even know that we're doing it. That's why, for example, the word fred is spelled with a D, but is pronounced with a T. It's completely voiceless. You don't say fred. You can't say that because it's not correct, right? So that's why you say fred. But if you say fred hivernal, then it becomes a D because it's followed by a vowel. Let's continue checking what happens in Catalan and practice with a few words, yes? For example, you say tu pots, voiceless, and tu pots anar. If you say tu pots anar, that doesn't sound correct in Catalan, yes? So it has to be voiced because there is a vowel following. If you say ell és un mag, it finishes with a k, whereas és un mag àgil, then it becomes a g, voiced. Peix is pronounced with a sh, but peix espasa is pronounced with a j. Fals is pronounced with an S, but fals associat is pronounced with a Z, voiced Z. Dolç is pronounced with an S, whereas dolç i salat is pronounced with a Z. Pes is pronounced with an S, whereas pesat is pronounced with a Z. Right, why am I telling you about it? Well, because we can't do this in English. We do it because we are used to doing it in Catalan, but we can't do it because in English, whatever is voiceless needs to stay voiceless. You can't voice it. So very often we mispronounce words like, for example, this, which ends in an S, this, and we may say this is nice. But it's this is nice, this is nice, yeah? The word, and this is a very commonly, frequently mispronounced word, the word basic. Basic, I know in Catalan is basic, but in English it's basic, it's voiceless. So basic and basically should be pronounced with an S and not basic and basically, that's wrong. Similarly, the word disappointed tends to be mispronounced as well because any word that starts with the prefix dis is pronounced with the voiceless S because the prefix dis is pronounced with S. So disappointed, not disappointed. Disabled is with S as well, so you can't say disappointed, disappear, or disabled. Yeah? Can you hear the difference? I'm sure you can. So disappear, disappointed, disabled. And a word like miss, as in Miss Eldridge, is pronounced with an S as well. So Miss Eldridge and not Ms. Eldridge, right? Good. So let's practice with a few sentences that contain words that end in a voiceless consonant that should not be voiced. We would voice it in Catalan, but we can't voice it in English, okay? Number 1, he's a famous, voiceless, famous artist. He's a famous artist. Famous artist. not famous artist. She's with us and with you. Us. Us is actually the only grammatical word that ends in a voiceless S, because the rest, things like has, is, does, and so on, they end in a voiced Z. So when you have us, it has to stay voiceless. Us. With us and with you. It has a lace of white foam. A lace of. Lace of. A lace of white foam instead of a lace of. Yeah? A lace of. Basically, I'm very disappointed in you. Basically, voiceless, I am very disappointed in you. My face is red and not my faces. My face is red. The house is big. House ends in a voiceless S. House. However, when you make the plural, it becomes voiced, actually. Houses. But if it's just one house, then it's still voiceless, yeah? The house is. The house is big, not the house is big. She works with me. Works with, not works with me. She works with me. I can't disentangle my headphone cords. I can't disentangle my headphone cords. Right. Okay, so that's it. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in another video.